this figure, I'm going to be taking a look at Darth Vader for the Black Series 6-inch line, specific to his appearance in A New Hope. So this guy here is the original version of the New Hope Vader for Black Series, and that was released in 2017. And recently I acquired this repack of him, and I'll explain exactly why I got a second version of him here in a little bit. As far as I know, they're the same exact action figure. But this one here is the one that came with the display base for the 40th anniversary of A New Hope. I haven't got around to reviewing that yet because I have a lot of action figures displayed on that. And between basically when I started doing YouTube videos and now, I haven't really taken any of those action figures off. At some point here soon I might do that. And then, of course, at that point I will do a video of the display stand and I'll show off this Vader again. I figured this would be a good opportunity to get this Vader review just by himself on the channel. He has had a couple repacks over the years. In addition to these two here, back in 2017 there was a single release of this Vader as well that just didn't come with a big display base. The one that basically shows the original few action figures from 1977. And it's a fantastic Darth Vader action figure. This is probably my favorite one from the Black Series that Hasbro's made, and arguably the best one. A lot of people would say this is the best Vader. So the reason why I went ahead and got this repack of him, I was at my local Walmart recently, and they had a whole bunch of them on the shelf, and I looked down and was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and get this one. So my original here, I know it's kind of hard to tell, but the dome on his helmet is not totally even. And that's always kind of bothered me a little bit. And he's had a little bit of this nip on the back of his dome there. And that's always kind of bothered me. And I think that was a common problem with all of them back in 2017. I distinctively recall looking out at all the samples at the store. In fact, I got both of these at the same Walmart. And I distinctively recall seeing the back of the dome on just about all the action figures. You could see it on the package there, and they all seem to have the same problem, and the dome wasn't totally even. But looking at this repack here, I know it's kind of hard to tell, and I'm hoping not disappointed when I open it up, but it seemed like Hasbro kind of corrected that a little bit, so I'm hoping they did. Even if they didn't, this Vader's so good, and I like it so much that I really don't mind having two versions of it. It's a really nice action figure. Very heavy package as well. Star Wars A New Hope, Darth Vader. Nice image of him. Looks like on Tantive 4 there. Doing like a force choke. Or like a, hey, how's it going type pose. He's number 6 from A New Hope. Then a little description about him. So I really hope that this time Hasbro kind of corrected that dome and he doesn't have that nip on the back of it. But we'll see here in a second. But regardless, I don't regret getting this. It's such a cool Vader. It might very well be my favorite Black Series action figure, or one of them. Definitely a top 10. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. So yeah, it looks like he just comes with his lightsaber again. Then have to do the thing where you feed the cape to the plastic there, which I never like doing. If you're not careful, you might accidentally cut the cape, or it might fray at the end, or like damage it in some way. Fortunately, it's not seeming to be too bad to get it. Well, he does have a little bit of that nip on the back there, but it's definitely not quite as bad. And his dome does look a little more even. Yeah, a little more shiny too. That's pretty interesting. I can tell right away that it's not totally the same exact action figure. You can tell the original figure here has a little bit more of a matte dome to him. This new one has a little bit more of a shiny look. So yeah, the helmet's not totally perfect, but it is a little bit of an improvement, I think, from the original. I don't regret having it. Yeah, very impressive action figure. Even though I've had it in my collection, just seeing it again brand new for a second time, it's like, wow, this is so cool. Cape is really nice. Does seem to be a little bit of a different shade of black compared to the other one. Of course, Darth Vader does have the robes above his armor here. And that is specific to A New Hope. Does have his belt there, the cod piece, and all the electronics. Yeah, it seems like the main difference between this repack and the original is just that this Vader has a little bit more of a shiny look to him, which I think the matte one is a little bit more accurate to A New Hope. But I'm kind of glad that there's some differences between the two. That way I can differentiate between them. Same with his boots. These look really shiny as well. His articulation is very standard. He does have the joint the head. Even with the helmet, you can get some poses out of it. And then the hinged shoulders, elbows, wrists, torso, hinged hips, swivel thigh. He does have double hinge at the knees. You can see the pins there, and the rocker ankles. And as we saw, his only accessory is his lightsaber, which it does look like it's a little bit of a different shade as well compared to the original. The silver is definitely much more of a shinier color, while this one's more of a matte finish. The blades are a little bit different as well. This one looks almost pinkish, I guess, while this new one is much more of a prevalent red. And the blade is removable from the hilt. It's pretty easy to get off. And he does have this clip on the side of his belt here. It stays in place pretty good. Kind of get Vader in some of his iconic poses. Something like that. Yeah, very happy with this. There's really not a whole lot more I can say about this. I know I've showed this guy off before when I reviewed my Empire Strikes Back Vader. I'm pretty sure I showed him at the time. Let's see here. For some reason this doesn't want to fit in too good the second time. Let's see here. Will say as well, I think the original Vader, the red lenses are a little bit more prevalent compared to this new one. It's kind of there, a little bit of that tint in the lenses. His robes are really long as well. I think that's a common thing between both figures. But it does seem like this Vader is making his rounds at stores right now, particularly Walmart. So if you don't have this A New Hope Vader for your collection, I totally would recommend it. It's my personal favorite Black Series Vader, and it might very well be the best Black Series Vader that Hasbro has made. So if you don't have one in your collection, highly recommend going ahead and adding one. I don't think the original one here is too expensive. It seems like the prices have stayed relatively low throughout the years. So if you're very adamant about having more of a matte finish Vader, more specific to A New Hope, I would say get the original. Oops. But if you're not that particular and you just want a Vader and a really good Vader at that, this repack here is pretty good. I'm happy to have both. I'll proudly have both of these displayed. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. There will always be more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate all your support. And check out some of the links in the description if you have not done so already. As always, thanks for watching.